Welcome to the complete HTML and CSS course. In this course, we're going to learn how to build websites from a beginner to a professional level.
And then we also
By the end of this course, we're going to build a YouTube.com.
It was hell all along. Only was with Stop it. Get some help.
Here you are. You probably started programming because you saw the limitless potential in earning money. You want to learn this new profitable skill, and so you begin your research. You stumble upon a course for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You watch it from beginning to end. Everything is good. Then YouTube suggests you more videos like that one. And you found out that there are many frameworks and new technologies released on a daily basis. You feel like you need to know all of them. You watch video after video, and one day you feel like you're ready to conquer the world. When you first open the code editor, it's empty. You feel overwhelmed. You don't recall a single thing from all the courses you took. You don't understand how to put it all together. You gain nothing from all of the videos you watched. And that's the problem. They only give you the tools. They don't tell you how to plan, organize, and make strategy for solving a problem. You think that you must keep watching more and more videos to better understand the subject, but deep down you know that's not the right solution. And so it is, you keep avoiding the elephant in the room, and without realizing it, you're trapped in an endless cycle of misery, in which they profit of you from each course you take, while you gain nothing but junk knowledge. And if there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, it is that you don't need to know every language, framework, or technology in order to solve a problem. You see, every day we are bombarded with useless information, the majority of which is garbage and cannot be put into action in any meaningful way. I want you to stop passive learning and start active learning. You will realize that it is much harder, but the benefits are incredible. You're actually recalling the information.
You tell me how I'm supposed to do that.
Let's say you want to make a website. Before you even think about opening the text editor, look at the problem at hand and analyze it. You need to ask yourself which technologies are needed for this project.
2 hours later.
After some research, you found out you will need to use HTML for the structure, CSS for the looks, and JavaScript for the functionality. I highlighted needed because you don't need everything for a project. You only need the tools that can solve that specific problem. Anything else is a distraction, so keep it simple, guys. Just by looking at the design, we don't know where to begin. Don't let the anxiety take over. Divide the problem into sub-problems until you're able to tackle each one of them one by one. In this case, we'll divide the design into sub-components. We see that these items are grouped together, and so this will be our first component, the navbar. Next up, we see that all the elements underneath are grouped in one single big container. We will call it main. And we can divide the container into two other sections, left side and right side. Keep the structure as simple as possible. Now that we have our structure, our website looks plain and boring. Let's add some CSS magic to it. Let's start with one of the first misconceptions about developers. You see, developers aren't hired because they know every language, syntax, or code pattern. Instead, they are hired based on how good they are at Googling answers. I need you to learn to find answers by yourself. Drag the cursors on Google and search how to align items horizontally in CSS. Always click on the Stackoverflow link from now on, because this website will be the key to your growth. You found out that you need to use a property called flexbox to align your elements. So you copy and paste the code and it magically works. Repeat this process for the rest of the design and ask yourself what is it that you want to achieve with your code and express it with your question.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Now you stumble upon your first error. You have no idea why it happened and you don't even know how to solve it. You need to learn how to debug your code and find a solution. But how do I find the error through all of this sea of spaghetti code? Take a deep breath. Recognize what is the problem. In this case, this item is going out of its way and taking up more space than it should. How do we fix it? In every browser, if you right click and select inspect, a new window will pop up containing all of the information about the page, In this section, we can see all of the data about our HTML markup, the styling and how much space they take up. Now we have a better grasp of the position and space our elements occupy. And as you can see, it's this guy right there. Now we look at the CSS markup and see that it's using the wrong size. This method of error resolution can be applied to any language. First, determine how the application behaved prior to the error and compare it to when it crashes. I know it's tedious, but there's no other way to debug errors. No matter how great a developer you become, you will still have bugs. Instead of brooding over writing bug-free code, learn how to solve them quickly. Do not attempt to cover 100 miles in a single step. Sometimes, especially when you're new to programming, things just take time. You must allow your brain time to digest concepts. When you try too hard, you simply prevent yourself from learning. Start small and gradually increase the scale and complexity of your projects as you gain confidence in your abilities. Do not become complacent and default to doing the same things over and over. Instead, get out of your comfort zone and venture out into the endless sea that is programming.